Joining us now in our escape room is an outstanding coach who has shown the world he can be more than match it with the best in the game. And in the process, he's opening doors for other aspiring Aussie coaches. So thank you very much. Please welcome to the show the head coach of Italian powerhouse Juventus' women's team, Aussie Joe Montemurro. G'day, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a while, but let's have a good chat.
Mate, I think I said to you off air that we're never getting you back, but look, fingers crossed. The good news is you're flying over there, and just like Ange and some of the other coaches, that you're absolutely setting the world on fire. And it goes to show that no matter where you're from, you can still be the best at what you do.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've said it many times. I think Australia and the work ethic and the values that the game gives us keep us in good stead when we get the opportunities, and we seem to sort of take our chances. So. It's nice that we've been able to stabilise ourselves and be working well in what is a very difficult industry.
It's fantastic to see. But you had great success at Arsenal, the club that you've supported since you were young, winning cups, the WSL title, and being named Coach of the Year. What convinced you to make the move to Italy?
Yeah, it was a few things. I'll be honest with you. It was I was just a little bit fatigued. I'd been going for a while. I think it was about a good sort of 10 years without a real holiday. I was feeling a little bit tired. I was feeling that probably just staying away from the game a little bit, just to refresh and reboot, was the right thing to do. I'd also been, away from my family. They most of them remained in Australia for those 3 to 4 years that I was there, and it was just I needed to freshen up, so I made the decision prematurely. I still had another 2 years left on my contract, and they'd offered me an extension that December. And then look, lo and behold, Juventus sort of was a different project that I thought I could manage, even with a little bit of. I wouldn't say tiredness, a little bit of just say, okay, well, it's maybe something that sort of can ignite the interest again. And lo and behold, they came along, and I'm at this great club.
Hey, look, I'm happy with the move because I'm a big Spurs fan, so I didn't want you helping the enemy. Plus, being part Italian and Australian background, I'm happy to see you over there flying the flag for Italy and Australia. But, mate, it's been a good start to the season for you with 2 wins from the opening 2 games and a big clash against title rivals Milan on the weekend. Have you been happy with the start to the season?
Yeah, it's been a steady start. I mean, we unfortunately don't have the time to prepare. I mean, we had 18 of the 24 at the World Cup, so a lot of them were all sort of staggering in, and we didn't get much preparation time, which is not an excuse. It's just normal when you have a lot of national team players in your squad. So to bring it together, and especially with the installation of a lot of probably a freshening up of the squad, it's been a good start. I mean, as I said, we're working well. The players are enthusiastic. The staff's enthusiastic. So hopefully we can just kick on from here.
In your first season in charge, you won the club's first ever treble. Then last season, you finished a credible runner-up behind Roma. What do you think you need to improve on most this season to bring the title back to Turin?
Oh, look, I think what happens when you do win, there is a little bit of a reassessment. I mean, you're obviously, expected to go the next step, and I think we probably just didn't deal with the pressure right. We were making some changes to the squad, and I think the pressure of expectation probably got to us a little bit. We'd had such a meteoric rise in terms of even in the Champions League. And I think it was a good lesson for us. It was just a good lesson to understand that the weight of being at a club this big, and the fact that you're always hunted. And all credit to the other clubs in the Serie A, because they are investing, they are getting better. All credit to the growth of the game generally in the Serie A. So we probably just took our eye off the ball a little bit, and I can honestly say this year we've been a little bit more specific and strategic in terms of making sure that our focus is on football, playing the way we want to be, and what the values are of being at Juventus.
Is there something specific that you've got in mind for the team this year?
Well, look, I mean, obviously to maintain the domestic dominance, whether it's winning or being at the top still. Obviously we aim always to be, we're serial winners. This is what the club's all about. The club knows only to win. It doesn't know any other way. So I think that's really, really important. It's a good opportunity for us to reboot and just get things back on track and keep our focus on what we do best, and that's every game and playing the best football that we can and being the best that we can.
Mate, without setting Juventus fans off, do you have ambitions to be a national team coach and ideally test yourself at a World Cup?
Oh, look, I think it's every coach's dream, to probably take a national team and do a World Cup cycle. And look, I'll be honest with you, I don't think about things that aren't there. So I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy at Juventus. I've just signed an extension of my contract. We're really happy here, and I just want to be part of the growth of the game and just playing good football, just playing a beautiful brand of football that people are excited to come and watch, and obviously bring a lot of joy to the fans.
That's good enough for me. But I suppose following up on that, have you got any interest in getting back into the men's game? I know you've had unbelievable success. You did coach a little bit in the men's game early on and did some stuff at City when you were there too as well, when you were in Melbourne. But do you have any ambitions to go back into the men's game, or at the moment, as you said, while you're just focused on Juventus and doing so well there, that if it comes along, it comes along, but there's no real agenda there at all?
Oh, look, I mean, it probably would be harder and harder to get back into the men's game, especially with the growth of the women's game, because it's so much on par in terms of coaching and in terms of organisation and stability and the direction. So it's probably a rhetorical question. I don't know. Effectively, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I don't think too much in the future, and what comes comes. Football is an interesting industry. It can be sustainable and positive one week, and then it can be you can be the biggest villain in the next week. So I try to do the best I can week in, week out, and just enjoy the privileges and the opportunity that I've got.
Great call. Is there one thing at the moment that if you had your genie there, you could rub your lamp and get one thing that could take the game to another level? What would it be?
In Australia or just generally?
Globally, just globally. Yeah, just globally. I know the game's growing at an unbelievable rate at the moment, but just like the men's game, there's always things that can, I suppose at the men's, if they could now get rid of VAR, they would probably take the game to another level, but without touching on that too much.
Yeah, look, it's a tough question, because there's probably a lot of little things that we probably want to fix and make better, and from working conditions in some places to just having better facilities. So there's a lot of things. I think each nation has its own challenge, has its own scenario. But I think the reality is just having world class top exposure as much as we can in top stadiums, the best playing against the best. I think that's just a natural progression, because even for us coaches, when we are coaching at the top level and we're coaching more at the top level, we become better. So it's the same with players and same with the game. So maybe a worldwide super league or something. I don't know. In the women's game, where the best play against the best more often, it would be challenging.
FIFA should be listening, mate. If they can't get the intel from the best coaches in the game, God help them. But mate, I'd like to get into one of the first two games I like to play with my guests. It's called Six Aside. I'll ask you 6 questions about your Juventus players, and we'll see how you go.
Sure.
Who is most likely to be late to training or to the airport for an away game?
Wow. Well, airport won't happen because we all go together on the bus, so we all meet. But the cap Saragama has sprinkled in a couple of times a little bit later than usual. But please don't let her hear this, because she'll kill me.
Okay. Who is the most competitive?
I've got a few of those. We've got this young girl called Gloria Sliskovic, who's who's come from the club in Sarajevo. We've signed her as a young player. She doesn't let any of the older players go. She makes it feel that she's there. She's a defender, and she's one that makes sure that that you can't get past her in a one-on-one duel.
Absolutely brilliant. Who is more likely to pick up the bill? Now, I know I'm hoping that Juventus picks it up most times, but based on what you've seen, and probably I'd say who's more likely to set up more goal assists or who's most generous on the park. So who would you think would pick up the bill if someone had to pick up a team bill if they went out for lunch without the gaffer or without someone senior?
Oh, we're pretty good like that. I think a lot of the girls, they go out quite a lot and they all chip in. So there's no real issues. But I can say that I'm always picking up the bill. When we have coffees at the bar and stuff like that, and everyone scoots to do something else when it's there to pay.
That's global, mate. That's every team, every club, everywhere. Which player has the best sense of humour?
Oh, we've got a few of them. They say Cristiana Girelli is quite a character in the change rooms, and she can be a funny one. We've got a few of them that's they're pretty good. But I'll say Cri.
Do any of them tell their jokes or sense of humour in English, or is it only in Italian? I know you speak it fluently, so do any of them have a crack at the English, or no, it's only in Italian?
No, absolutely. They have a crack at me all the time. They're always impersonating my really bad Italian. So apparently they're keeping a logbook of all the things that I say. So I'm expecting a pretty interesting little logbook at the end of the season of all the slip ups in the team meetings in Italian.
I'd love a copy of that. I don't know how I get one, but definitely love a copy of that.
I'll keep you in mind.
Thanks, mate. Who sucks up to the coaching staff the most?
The ones that are not playing, the ones that want a game. So that's I think that's global. That's worldwide, isn't it? No, they're all pretty good. We've all got a really good relationship with a lot of the players in terms of a lot of banter, and if it's one thing that we do quite well is have the honest conversations when they're playing and not playing. But I'd say the global thing would be the players not playing.
Okay, and the last one: which player is the highest maintenance?
Highest maintenance.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, look, the highest maintenance. Look, they're all got their days. They're all. It's hard to pinpoint that one. They all have their specific little things at times. I'm gonna say Lineth Berestein. She's high maintenance, but it's more in banter. Nice.
All right. You passed that with flying colours. Let's get into the second game, which is more about you, Joe Montemurro. So it's call 1-2. I'll ask your thoughts on a few of the following topics. If you have any problems, I'll jump in and help you out, but I'm sure you'll be totally fine. You ready to roll?
Let's go.
What song best describes you? And you can sing a few lines if you want to, in English or Italian.
What song?
Yeah, best describes you.
Yeah, probably a Bob Marley song. Don't worry about a thing.
That's
everything's gonna be all right. That'll do.
Best I've had. I'm telling you this, and I've had a few on, but most of them don't even have a crack. So, mate, 5 stars for that effort.
Well, my song when I joined the club was the great John Paul Young. Love is in the air.
Okay.
Everywhere I look around, mate. It's all about love. It's all about let's enjoy it, huh?
Of course.
There you go.
Your cooking skills.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. What's your go-to dish?
Look, it can vary from all different types of pastas to good antipasto to anything that's on the go. Last night I made a nice risotto for me and my wife. So depends on the feeling, depends on the mood. Depends on the love.
Hey, I wish you were back here. Last year we had a cook-off between Sydney FC and the Wanderers, and we had on Reece Williams and Luke Bratton, and Luke, God bless him, had no clue. Yeah, Luke
Bratton's got no idea. He's got no idea.
No, Reece thought he did, but Bratton had famous Manu as his sidekick, and he still couldn't get over the line. So, now I know you're there. If I ever do make the next trip over to Italy, I'm going to see if I can get these happening. You'd absolutely slay it.
No, it's not a problem. Not a problem. Cooking, love it.
Brilliant.
Love it. It will be after this gig. It'll be Joe's restaurant, so don't worry about that. Joe's Trattoria.
Fantastic.
Mate, don't worry about that. That's a way of getting me back to Melbourne. There you go, or back to Australia.
Yeah,
There you
okay.
go. Find me some investors, mate. I'll go and cook in the kitchen.
No problems. Hey, mate, like I said, I've got this on record here. I'm gonna start getting to work in the morning. Remembering special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. Are you good?
Yeah, I can be pretty bad. I can be pretty bad. I remember. I think me and my wife got married close to her birthday, so it's sort of like I can't forget it.
Yep.
So she's born on the 20th of March, and we got married on the 22nd of March. So, and smart, I can sort of mold them together, put them together instead of doing the double scenario. So that one, if I sort of get that one, I'm right. I get my son's one. I'm not sure if he's born on the 6th or the 7th of October, so I get that wrong all the time. Players and friends, hopeless. Thank God we've got a group chat just to say, oh, it's so and so's birthday today, and I just sort of join in. So no, not good at all.
All right. What TV show or series are you currently watching? You probably don't have a lot of time on your hands, but if you do get a few minutes to yourself and your wife and you sit down and put your feet up, what are you watching?
What's the one with the LA Lakers in the 80s? What's that one?
Oh yeah, I know which one.
You seen that one?
Yeah, have you been watching that?
What's it called? What's the one with about Magic Johnson? What's it? Winning Time.
Yeah,
Winning Time. The LA Lakers. Yeah, really good.
Okay,
really good. One of that. My wife's into a series called Yellowstone.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that as well.
Yeah, you've seen that one with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it only takes me 3 years to watch them. By the time you sit on the couch, you fall asleep. It's too many stop starts.
Yeah, gone. Just we make sure that it's not on a Champions League night because you lose me. I just watching 5 games at a time. It's really good. But that Yellowstone one's a bit too violent for me. They're just punching up each other and typical. I don't know what it is, but anyway.
A coach you admire?
Coach I admire. There's a few of them. Obviously, apart from the Guardiolas of the world and what they've given to the game, Bielsa, the modern coaches at the moment, who are doing so well, the Zerbis, so on, are doing fantastic. Ange's doing a great job. A lot of admiration for Mr. Postecoglou. But there's some fantastic coaches in other sports, volleyball, basketball, that I read a lot about. A lot of the rugby coaches, more not so much from a tactical perspective, but more importantly from a group psychology perspective. I think they do some fantastic stuff. I know he's not in good shape at the moment, but Eddie Jones, I've followed his career quite a lot. He's been fantastic. So not just football, also other sports.
Okay, cool. The thing that makes you laugh the most?
The thing that makes me laugh the most. Oh, look, I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that make me laugh. That's a tough one. You're going to have to help me there. I don't know. I mean, anything. Just a little bit of banter, a little bit of humour. Anything that's just light-hearted. But anything can make me laugh. I'm usually pretty crazy and pretty silly.
To do, but never tried. It might be in your contract now that you can't do it, but you can still name it.
Yeah, look, I wish I played an instrument. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, which one?
Just a guitar. There was another thing I threatened to do just before I came to Australia and I've always wanted to do it. Was canoeing rowing. I actually applied because they've got some rowing clubs here on the River Po in Turin, and I actually applied and I was going to go and do it, and then I got distracted and couldn't go anymore, and I'm too chicken to go back. So, but I'm going to do it. Okay. So next time we chat, it's going to happen. Pretty boring, huh? Rowing and guitar.
No, not at all. I just was trying to work out what instrument, because if I'm going to get this restaurant off the ground for bring you back, I need to work out what music we're going to be playing there. So that's why I'm trying to link all this in together.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting.
And the other thing is too, mate, you have to be careful what you commit to with me, because last season I had Hannah Keane on, the striker from Western United, who got the Golden Boot. And she said, I said to her, if you win the title and you also get golden boot, what would you do? And she said, I'll jump out of a plane. And I said, is that guaranteed? She said, yeah, 100%. If I win them both, I promise you now, because I won't do it if I don't commit to it. So, yeah, sometimes if you commit to these things, and last year they came second and she got golden boots, so she's not far away from jumping out of a plane this year, I think.
Okay, wow, there you go. There you go. Can they win it?
Well, Well, last year they came second in their debut season, and so they've got a good coach. Mark DeCasso is a good coach, and now he's doing the Philippines. Maybe he gets another few tricks up his sleeve. So yeah, look, I don't think it's impossible. And she got golden boot last year, so yeah, it's a good bet.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
You might have a couple of euros on it,
mate. I'll be on that. I'll be looking out for that one.
What motivates you to work hard?
I think I have a theory, and it's not just about a training session; it's about the training session. So I always try to make it the best training session possible. So there's never a time where I sort of go in there and say, I just got to get through the day, just got to get through it, because I have a responsibility. And I feel that responsibility. I actually feel that responsibility more during the week than I do on a Sunday or a Saturday game day, because that's where the magic happens. That's where the work happens, and the responsibility also is, you have a group of players that, obviously there's going to be ups and downs. They're not going to be feeling well. It's going to just, here we go again. I've got to listen to this guy again, sort of stuff. So it's my privilege and my opportunity every day to make it the best session possible, or the best day possible for the players. And it could be just with some banter. It could be just with my attitude. It could be just with, showing them something. So I'm motivated by that. I'm motivated by I hate using this word, by the power that I've got to make it a good day for the players that I've got.
Love it. And last one, if you weren't coaching, what would you be doing?
I'd have probably a shed or a barn, or and I'd be tinkering with old cars.
Okay, what in particular do you have a favourite? Yeah,
look, I like the old European cars, the Italian cars. So I'd probably have I don't know what I'm doing. I wouldn't know how to fix a motor or anything like that. But I'd probably just take off a screw a day and just clean it, and then just put it back. Something really boring. Long lunch breaks, long coffee breaks. We'd probably be stopping for coffees every 3 or 4 minutes. That, and I'd probably have a cafe where, if you wanted to pay for the coffee, you could. If you didn't want to pay, you don't have to pay.
Mate, the good news is that you don't have to worry about fixing cars, because the way you're going in the coaching ranks over there, you're not going to have to ever worry about any of that. And you're probably closer to having one of those cafes where they don't have to pay or do pay, because by the time you're finished, mate, you'll be set for good. So that's probably
I don't know about that.
That's probably the path.
I don't know about that. So I like tinkering with old things. I like tinkering with bits and pieces. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I like the guitar thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it'd just be great to just wake up every morning, go to my little garage. You can sort of, a little old villa in the mountains or something, just with just crap everywhere, and just, I don't know, a couple of old Fiats in there that I just sort of polish and clean, and I don't know. Doesn't it sound peaceful? Doesn't it sound just?
It does. It does. It sounds very relaxing. I can see this now in Positano or Isle of Capri or somewhere like that, just down there. So yeah, mate, I'm starting to get the visual. But that's
so you've got. So you asked the question at the start of this. You said, "How do you get me back to Australia?" Yeah. Well, you've realised now that it's not going to be a football thing, right? Yep. You've realised that you're not going to give me that. So it's up to you now to work it out. Whether it's the shed, whether it's the cafe that no one pays, or whether it's the restaurant where. So there you go. I've given you 3 options to get me back there now.
Oh, I do absolutely love it. But look, I know you're a busy man, and I really appreciate your time. I don't think you have any clue how much you're inspiring footballers in this country, football coaches in this country, or just football fans in general. But mate, it's absolute pleasure. I hope that we see you bring the Serie A title back to Turin again. I hope that, like I said, the family's well and everything else is going well, and we'll definitely check in with you again later in the season. But until then, mate, we wish you all the best, and absolute legend. And thanks again for joining the Football Revolution.
No, thank you very much. And look, always keeping an eye on on what's happening in Australia. It's always it's close to my heart, and it was mind-boggling what happened during the World Cup. It was just I was just in awe of the organisation, and B, just what the country did to represent the game, but also represent itself. It was with a lot of pride. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you for having me on the show. It's been a real pleasure.